Hello everyone. So today I wanted to talk a bit about INFJs and the certain connection that I have found between INFJ and autism. So I was commenting with Tia, and Tia just discovered that she have had her diagnosis that she's autist. And so she's watching my video about INFJs, and she said, "Oh, you know, they I so much agree with you in this and that." And so I said, "Well, that is interesting. Perhaps I should do the autist test and see what are the commonality, the things we have in common." Anyway, the INFJ test, I did it like a year ago, and well, I did it a few times as well. And it still gives me INFJ. So I went and did the test, two tests actually. One for autism, and as I was reading through the test, and I think it was around 50 questions that they do, I discovered I don't agree with most of the things. Actually, what they ask you is if you agree slightly, if you disagree strongly. Most of the question I did strongly or basically disagree. So the result was like something I never heard before, which is neurotypical. And anyway, I said, well, not really much commonality, but let's do the Asperger test. Some people pronounce it Asperger's, I think. I feel more comfortable somehow saying Asperger's. Anyway, that was a bit of a surprise and very, very interesting. So I started to do, the test is 50 questions about Asperger's. And I will check later on when I'm down the city, and I will put, if I can, the link or at least the name of the test and everything. And then there are 5 things I found so interesting that we have or share in common, or I share in common, being an INFJ and Asperger's. So I have written here. So the first thing that was a wow was eye contact. So that was the first one, eye contact. Eye contact is for me a bit difficult, I must say. I found it a bit unsettling if people gaze at your eyes and it's a constant thing or it's for a long period of time. I mean, yes, when I speak to people, I look at their eyes, their faces, but then I found it a bit unsettling actually. That's a commonality I think I have with Asperger's, that if people look at you intensely in the eyes, I don't feel comfortable. I don't know about you. Yes, I do speak, and when I talk to people, I just look at them in the eyes, of course, or face. But sometimes people do gaze too intensely, so I must say I'm not comfortable with that. So perhaps that is a commonality. Now, shyness was something that comes around the eye contact as well. I don't believe I was born a shy child. I think it came after my separation from my parents, and the fact that I felt, since you don't explain, or there was not much explaining in my times about the situation, and I was sent to a school that was in another place with my grandparents and all that. I think that my shyness came from the fact of shame. Maybe that child that I was thought that I was abandoned by my parents, that my parents didn't want me. This is why they sent me away. So shyness and eye contact comes a bit together in my case, I believe. But anyway, eye contact was something that I share with Asperger's. I don't like eye contact when it's intense gaze and a constant thing. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Okay. Second thing that was another wow factor when it comes to Asperger's and myself. Routine is a big thing for me. I'm a person that when I find a way to do something, could it be driving, could it be at work, could it be in anything basically. Cooking, for example, if I find a way the things are done quickly and efficiently, I love my routine. I just love it. I like to do the things the same way. For example, if I drive some places and I know the traffic, first of all, you go the first time and you don't know. But then you find a way, for example, if you go to some places and you find that is the most efficient and quick way and you avoid the traffic, I will do that all my life. And I drive Habi nuts about this because he doesn't mind. He go this way, he goes that way, it don't matter. But myself, when I find a good way to do something, love my routine. So that's another second commonality that I have with Asperger. Love my routine, love what to do, love to plan the things, so I do them efficiently and quickly. Now, third one, I'm just reading a bit here. Third one, yes, time out and recharging batteries. Big deal with me as well. I was listening to a young woman talking about how she as an Asperger person, or Aspie, I think they call themselves, Aspies, that she needs time out to recharge. And I'm big on that too. So I'm happy to do whatever, but at certain time I need my time out. I need time to recharge my battery, as I call it. So yeah, that's another commonality with Asperger's. What else we have here? So noise. Yes, noise. Apparently Aspies has a problem with noise. Noise and for example in a place where they need a bit of silence, the noise, the surrounded noises may confuse them or may not, they cannot hear properly. Now, while I share that is a thing of age in my case. It's a thing of age because I'm getting deafer. So surrounded noise is a big deal for me. If we are in a conversation, if there is a lot of surrounded noises, I cannot hear properly. But I think that commonality is more age-related than an Aspie thing. But still, it is a commonality. Light. Okay. Strong light. Hate it. I don't like strong lights. We have here in Australia these warm lights and the other kind of light that looks like a hospital, let's say. If you put a bulb in your house and sometimes Habi, he loves strong lights. And I don't. I love soft lights or what we call warm lights. If he puts a light in the house that is like really strong and white and it makes me feel like I'm not happy in this environment. So I need my warm and soft light. So that's another thing about light that we share. Like I don't like strong lights. I hate them. Now, while we have this commonality, what I believe makes a difference between an INFJ, for example, and I'm not sure if all INFJ are going to say, yes, we agree with all what you say. No. While we share this commonality, I think the difference for what I heard in Aspie's videos, especially I have watched women's Aspies. And while we share all these, one of the things that comes strongly is that, for example, in the eye contact, for example, the Aspie woman really, how could I say it? For what I heard on the videos, it's really, really, it's so strong that it's really affect their life. In my case, it doesn't. I can still look at your eyes and have a conversation and not be. I don't like it, and the gaze I don't like it, but I still I can figure out ways to to go around that, and I function. And the routine, for example. Again, watching young women's Aspies, and they say that routine, if their routine is broken, for example, they feel so strongly about it that they may not function. They may not function. They may have what they call a meltdown. Well, if my routine is broken, I hate it. But I can figure out ways, and I'm going to, I'm going to function. I'm going to do my things, even if I hated my routine to be broken, or if I have to change the way I drive here or there. Still, it's going to affect me. It's going to affect me strongly, but I can react. I can, just function. So the time out and recharge is a big deal for me, and that's something that I believe is also common in between the INFJs. Again, if it doesn't happen now, when I feel that I need it, I can change that around. And the light, again, I hate the strong lights, I hate the noises, blah, 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 but I can still function. I can still move around. I can still, do my normal things. While I will say, well, I really hate it. I don't like it. I feel uncomfortable about it. So at the end of the day, we share these commonalities, but in the case of INFJ, and I'm not talking about everyone, but just myself in here, that while we have this commonality, they're the shades, like they say, the 100 shades of this or that. And if it doesn't affect you in a way that is going to actually stop you from functioning, then that's the quid of the question, like they say. That is the trouble. That is the problem there. That then will affect your life. Anyway, but I found that with the autism test, the 50 questions that they do, I found I didn't have much in common. No. But when I went to the Aspies test, then I was like, wow, oh my goodness, yes, we have this. So in between the 50 question they did, this one did stand out for me. So we have this commonality. It depends of the grade, the variation, So yes, that was a wow factor. So I'm going to say thank you to Tia, because it was her who put me on the way to do this test. I found it very, very interesting. Thank you, Tia. And I'll leave you now with a bit of this is the sunrise in here in my blog. It's a lovely day, and it's fresh and cool. It's really early morning, and the sun is up. The sun is up. Another day is up, and we have plenty to do. And so I'll leave you now, and thank you for watching and listening. Bye for now.